Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV in conjunction with Colfax High School presents Viking Pregame. A look at today's Colfax Vikings Girls game. And now, Viking Pregame.
Good evening and welcome to the NLWN-TV studios. I'm Rick Olson and we're getting ready to bring you a Colfax High School girls then boys basketball doubleheader. In game one, the 8-6 Viking girls, who are eager to play following the postponement of last Friday's game with Mondovi due to the weather, are currently 4-2 in the Dun St. Croix Conference and are getting ready to take on the 9-4 Somerset Spartans, who are 3-3 in the Middle Border Conference in tonight's non-conference contest. Now, coming up in this edition of Viking Pregame, we'll take a look at tonight's matchup between the Spartans and the Vikings. Then we'll get Coach Sarar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. Following that, we'll take a look around the Dun St. Croix Conference to see where things stand, and then we'll send it out to Colfax High School, where our broadcast crew will bring you all the play-by-play action of tonight's game. So it's time to get ready for some exciting high school girls basketball. All that coming up right after this brief timeout. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
There are a lot of words I would use to describe my daughter. Kind, strong, hilarious. When I think about how much she's experienced in her life, we can't help but be inspired by her every day. So really, we are the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame, where we're getting ready to bring you all the action of tonight's girls then boys doubleheader. In game one, we're featuring the Viking girls taking on the Somerset Spartans. The Vikings were scheduled to play the Mondovi Buffaloes last Friday. However, due to winter storm warnings, that game was postponed. And the Vikings are coming off a dominating 71-21 win over the Glenwood City Hilltoppers last week Tuesday, while the Spartans faced the middle border opponent Osceola on Thursday, with Somerset coming out on top 61-38. Now, in that Viking game against Glenwood City, the Vikings dominated right from the start with their crushing defense, which didn't allow the Hilltoppers to breathe and gave the Vikings the opportunity to cruise to a win. The Vikings had 11 players contribute to the team's scoring. Leading the way in that effort was 5'6" sophomore guard Sierra Shipman, who hit on 6 of 7 field goals, including a three-pointer, as well as going 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 15 points. She was followed by 5'7" sophomore Bryn Sikora, who hit on 5 of 6 from the floor, including 2 three-pointers for 12 points. McKenna Shipman also scored in double digits by contributing 10 points. Now, leading the way rebounding was Sierra Shipman, who pulled down 10 boards, followed by Kaysen Goodell and Autumn Nigaman, who each grabbed 5. Now, today the Vikings have another opponent to polish their play and prepare to keep pressure on the Dun St. Croix Conference leaders. Like the Vikings, the Spartans are trying to smooth out any rough spots as they attempt to keep pace in the Middle Border Conference. Now, coming into tonight's game, leading the way for Somerset is senior guard Julia Rybecki, who is shooting 48% from the floor while averaging around 17 points per game. Right behind her is junior guard Lacey Nichols, who's adding another 14.5 points per game, with senior Jenna Pepper chipping in an additional 6 points per game. On the boards, the Spartans are led by Pepper, who pulls down nearly 8 rebounds per game, followed by Rybecki and sophomore Grace Braithwaite, who each grab around 6.5 boards per game. Now, so far this season, leading the way for the Vikings in scoring is McKenna Shipman, who's averaging just under 14 points per game. She's being followed by Goodell, who's accounting for over 8 points per game, along with Hajdukovic, who's putting in 7.5 per game. On the boards, The Vikings are being led by McKenna Shipman and Hajdukovic with around 5.5 rebounds per game each, while Jada Anderson and Nigaman each grab 4. Now, coming up next, following this timeout, we'll get Viking head coach Courtney Serrar's perspective on tonight's game in Coach's Corner. You're tuned to Viking Pregame on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Time now to see what the coaches have to say. It's Coach's Corner, what they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. And now, Coach's Corner.
Once again, we're talking with the Viking girls head coach Courtney Serrar. And, well, Coach, due to a snowstorm, the Vikings haven't played for a week. Well, at least not played a game anyway. But last Tuesday, the Vikings put forth some pretty dominating effort to defeat the Glenwood City Hilltoppers 71-21. I know you got to think way back for that one, but tell us about that game.
Yeah, I thought, we played well. Going a little bit. Yeah, I mean, it was a long time away, and unfortunately, we were that we didn't get to play Mondovi. But I thought the couple extra days of practice were good. Hoping to continue, going on a winning streak, but anxious to, play a game again too. So I think everyone's kind of, chomping at the bit to play, and with Friday's weather and an early release day, and it's been kind of a little off of schedule. So I'm anxious to get back on the schedule and normal and playing a game. And but I thought that everybody contributed to the box score, and it was a good team win.
Yeah. Now, during that game, Dan and I were talking a little bit about what appears to be some growth in the Vikings in that earlier this season, the opponents would have to, in order to score, they would either go around or over the Vikings, and that was tough enough. But now the Viking defense doesn't even let them do that without having to make shots or passes that they weren't intending to, or rush shots and passes. That seems to be a big improvement by the Viking defense. Your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely, defense has always been one of our strong suits. But I also think that level of competition has a factor to play in that as well. And nothing against, Glenwood or, anything like that. But the team that we're going to be playing tonight has already played them and absolutely crushed them. So there's a difference in, I think, level of teams. We just try to make sure that we're fundamentally sound all the time. If you can get into a passing lane, great, but don't be out of position. If you can get a steal, awesome, but don't be out of position to do those things. So, I thought that against Glenwood, we did a good job of definitely taking advantage of those scenarios within the system, not, lunging out of position or fouling or, stuff like that. So I'm hoping I can continue to see that, because I definitely think, that defensively we can make stuff happen. But it also has to be within our system. So.
Now, tonight, you kind of hinted at it. The Vikings are going to get back into action as they face off against what appears to be a pretty tough Somerset Spartans. What can you tell us about the Spartans?
Yeah, I think, similar to us, they got off to kind of a rocky start, trying to figure out who they are at the start of the season. And they've definitely, figured it out as of late, and have gone on, quite a winning streak. They're super athletic. They got kids who can shoot. They have a really good long, lanky guard who can drive and create all kinds of shots for herself in the Rybecki girl. And she's also averaging 8 steals a game. So we have to make sure that we take care of the ball, try to find the gaps in their zone defense, and understand that, this team is way different than the teams that we've played as of late. And I'm hoping that, we can make that switch. And, I always tell them that it doesn't matter, step on the floor and, do what you need to do. But at the same time, there's also an understanding of who you're playing and, what level they're at. And, we need to come ready to play, or it's going to be a long night for us.
Now, since the Vikings haven't played in a week, are you at all concerned about any rust on the Vikings game?
No, I think we're at the point in the season now where we've played so many games, and we're halfway through conference already, that everybody seems to be kind of in the routine and understanding what needs to happen. And I actually like sometimes at this time of the year when you can have a few extra practices to tune up some of the things that you're seeing from all of the games, which is what we've been able to do the last few days. So no, I'm not concerned about that. Obviously with it being a doubleheader and playing at a different time, I said we have to learn to do that. Later in the season, if there's weather cancellations, or you're playing on a Saturday, or a different time than 7 o'clock, you just have to take care of you and show up to play and get the job done.
Well, Coach Serrar, good luck on tonight's game, and hopefully the Vikings will get back into action in a positive way.
Thank you.
You've been listening to Coach's Corner, where they look at tonight's game from the coach's point of view. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
We all know what it's like to feel alone. But it just takes one new connection. Want to get out of here? To empower many.
This is unbelievable.
It doesn't take a superhero to bring forces together. We all have the power to reach out.
Let's go!
And help someone feel like they belong.
Pretty cool, huh?
We are stronger together.
Welcome back to Viking Pregame. Today, the Viking girls opened their Girls Them Boys doubleheader with a non-conference contest by facing the Somerset Spartans. Even though this is a non-conference game, we'll still take a moment to look around the Dun St. Croix Conference to see where things stand. The Dun St. Croix Conference had a full slate of games scheduled for Friday, but the winter storm pretty much did away with those plans, and those games are being rescheduled. So, coming into this week, the Dun St. Croix Conference standings are as follows. In first place with a 6-0 record are the Elk Mound Mounders. In second place at 5-1 and one game behind are the Durand, Arkansas Panthers, while the Colfax Vikings and the Mondovi Buffaloes are tied for third place at 4-2, just 2 games back. Tied for fifth place and 4 games behind at 2-4 are the Spring Valley Cardinals and the Glenwood City Hilltoppers. While in 7th place at 1-5 sit the Boyceville Bulldogs, and 8th place belongs to the Elmwood Plum City Wolves at 0-6. Now today, the Viking girls are getting ready to get back into action after last Friday's game was postponed. The Vikings are averaging 54 points per game on the season while giving up 34. However, since Christmas, the Vikings have improved those numbers to scoring 70 and allowing only 28. Now, on the other hand, the Spartans are scoring 49 while allowing 39. So with that said, we'll have all the action of tonight's first game of our Girls Them Boys doubleheader on the Northern Light Webcasting Network, NLWN-TV, NLWN-2, and Viking TV. Now in just a moment, I'll join our broadcast crew over at Colfax High School as we bring you today's game between the Colfax Vikings and the Somerset Spartans. That's all coming up next. You've been tuned to Viking Pregame on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You've been tuned to Viking Pregame with a look at today's Colfax Vikings girls game. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Stay tuned. Coming up next is live Colfax Viking basketball.
It happens to everyone eventually. Your computer goes on the fritz. Fear not, Slayton's Technology Services can help. When your computer decides to not cooperate, it can be very frustrating. Let Slayton's Technology Services keep you from wanting to drive your computer right off a cliff. Slayton's Technology Services supports business of all sizes. They offer assistance with managed anti-malware, encrypted email, fast tech support, data backup, and recovery, and more. Call Slayton's Technology Services at 715-864-2833 and get the IT help you desire. Slayton's Technology Services is the official IT service for the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
In November of 2018, our daughter Jaina passed away. The outpouring of support was unbelievable. Support that we received inspired us to start a foundation called the Jaina Kelly Memorial Foundation. And through that foundation,
we've given back in a lot of different ways, through projects, through different other charities that we've supported. We like to help Humane Association, and the Ronald McDonald House is something that's very near and dear to us. We've also recently, this last year, we actually built a tiny house. It's really exciting to be able to give back in different ways.
To learn more or to help financially, would find us on Facebook or www.janakelly.com.
Colfax Viking Girls Basketball is on the air.
To the right side, they feed it down underneath to Hajdukovic, who lays it up and in. Jeanette Hajdukovic with two.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network, along with NLWN-TV, is excited to bring you Colfax High School Girls Basketball.
No good on the shot. Rebound taken away by Shipman and puts the shot up and in.
Join us as we follow the Vikings while they battle their way through the Dun St. Croix Conference.
To Nigaman, she launches a three. She hit the three!
And now out to the gym for today's Colfax Viking basketball.
And good afternoon or good evening. Welcome to Colfax High School for a doubleheader of Viking basketball. We're going to open things up with the Viking girls taking on the Somerset Spartans, and we're getting close to tip-off. So, Dan, why don't you let us know who's going to play in tonight's game?
Yeah, I was just reading here.
Now you got to find your sheets, right?
Well, I just had that one. Here, I'll look at yours. Here's the starters for Somerset. They're going to go with number 3, Grace Brathwaite. Number 5, Jenna Pepper. Number 10, Julia Rybach. Number 12, Lucy Nichols. And 21, Sophia Emmert. For the Colfax Vikings, they're going to go with 5'6" junior, number 4, Kason Goodell. 5'5" senior, number 20, Meadow Keltner. 5'7" senior, number 32, Jada Anderson. 6 foot senior, number 40, Jeanette Hajdukovic. And 5'7" senior, number 42, McKenna Shipman.
And that's who we're going to have tonight. For the Vikings, it's their usual lineup. And I guess we have to kind of keep our eye on number 10, Julia Rybecki for the Spartans. Dan, what do we know about her?
Yeah, I think it's going to be kind of an inside-outside game with Rybecki and who would the other one be? Lucy Nichols. You know, Rybecki's going to be their kind of inside post-up girl, but Nichols already has 64 attempts at three-pointers, so Colfax will have to guard the inside and outside tonight, so they'll have to be on their toes playing defense.
It's going to be a good test for that tough Viking defense. They've had a lot of success as of late, but as Coach Serrar said, this is a little different level of a team that they're facing tonight, and so the defense is going to get put to the test.
Yeah, and you don't want to get outrun on transition ball by your opposing team, especially at home, so they got to make sure once they put that ball up, they got to get back on defense and run down the court.
Well, I'll tell you what, why don't we take a quick timeout? We have some time before this game gets started. and you're tuned to Viking Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Dairy State Bank encourages you to save smarter for your retirement by maximizing possible tax advantages. We offer traditional, Roth, and rollover IRAs with a wide variety of investment options. It's not too late to invest up to $6,500 of possible tax-deferred earnings into an IRA for 2023 tax purposes, or $7,500 if you're 50 or better. Call or stop by for more information. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Are your animals feeling a little under the weather? Give the nice folks at Colfax Animal Hospital a call. Austin and Nikki Pritchard are just what the doctor ordered. In fact, they are the doctors and they're ready to help. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Give them a call at 715-962-3380.
And we're back here at Colfax High School, getting ready to tip off this one in a couple of minutes between the Vikings and the Somerset Spartans. And we want to give a shout out to our listeners all around the world. We've had listeners in the Dominican Republic recently. Out in the South Pacific, we've had listeners. And in the past, we had some listeners over in Germany. And all over the U.S., Wyoming especially. Got a group there. We have some listeners down in Florida and down in Oklahoma.
Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, I think you can post, can't you? Where there's a spot where you can post, so you can post your city that you're watching from.
There is a place for comments, and hit that up. Let us know where you're from. And so,
new watcher from just down the road in Eau Claire, but.
I'm surprised he didn't know about us. It's a guy both Dan and I have worked with in the past. And he said, I didn't know that. Dan filled him in on how to get a hold of us. So, Brian, if you're tuned in, shame on you for not watching earlier, but we're glad to have you aboard.
Yeah.
And the teams report over to their benches as we're going to get ready for the national anthem. And then we'll have the starting lineups from the public address announcer. And looks like athletic director Mike Hodell is doing double duty tonight. He's not only the public address announcer, but he's the official scorer over there tonight for this first game of our girls then boys doubleheader. This is going to be followed up by the boys taking on Glenwood City in a Dun St. Croix conference game. And so that'll be a lot of fun, and we'll have that one for you here on NLWN-TV, NLWN-2, Viking TV, and we'll send it down to the scorer's table right now.
Would everyone please stand and able, remove your hats and place your hand over your heart as the national anthem is played.
Chris Olson, our cameraman, was able to pick it up, and I don't know if you noticed it or not, but Somerset Girls is keeping rhythm to the national anthem with the shaking of their hands. And now back down to the public themselves for the starting lineups.
Introducing the starters for the Spartans. Number 3 is sophomore, Grace Ridgway. Number 5 is senior, Jenna Pepper. Number 10 is senior, Julia Rabacki. Number 12 is junior, Lucy Nichols. And number 21 is senior, Sophia Emmer. The Spartans are led by head coach Corey Lindenberg. And now the starting lineup for your Colfax Vikings. Number 4 junior, Jason Goodell. Number 20 is senior, Meadow Helter. Number 32 is senior, Jada Anderson. Number 40 is senior, Jeanette Ayukovich. And number 42 is senior, McKenna Shipman. The Vikings are led by head coach Courtney Serrato.
And so the starting lineups once again, if you weren't able to pick it up. For the Somerset Spartans, we have a wing, Grace Brathwaite. Did I say that right, Dan?
Brathwaite.
Dan was busily getting these lineups for us, and Brathwaite. Okay, I'll try to remember that all night.
I made sure I went to the students and asked them because I knew they'd know.
Probably a good choice. Jenna Pepper is also out there. Julia Rybacki, Lucy Nichols, and Sophia Emmert. And for the Vikings, it's Kason Goodell, Meadow Keltner, Jada Anderson, Jeanette Hajdukovic, and McKenna Shipman. Vikings come out on the floor. Jumping center for the Spartans is Rybacki, and Jeanette Hajdukovic for the Vikings. The ball goes up, and the tip is controlled by the Spartans. They've got it in the backcourt with Lucy Nichols. She feeds it over to the near side, then back out to the top of the key to Pepper. Then down underneath to Rybacki, turns, kicks it back out high. They get it over to the near side to Nichols, takes it over to the far side, feeds it over to Rybacki. Rybacki drives down to the baseline, then gets it out to Nichols. Nichols back down to Rybacki. She takes it to the lane, turns around, puts it up. It doesn't go in. Rebound taken down by Goodell for the Vikings. Kason Goodell across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman on the left. Back out between the circles to Anderson. Takes it to the elbow. Then over to Goodell. Her three-pointer short. But Hajdukovic puts it back up and in for the Vikings. 2-0, Colfax on top. Brathwaite, and then they feed it down underneath, and laying it up and in is Rybacki. And we're tied at 2. Goodell with it. Takes it across the timeline. Feeds it over to the left side to Anderson. Back out high, and then to the free throw line to Hajdukovic. Down underneath to Shipman, back out to Anderson, to Goodell. Over to Keltner, back to Goodell, to Anderson, to Shipman from the elbow, shots up no good. Rebound hauled down by Brathwaite. And down the floor comes Nichols. Stops at the top of the key, feeds it over to the right side to Emmert. Back out high. This is Brathwaite. Then into the lane. Pepper with it. Tries to get it up. It gets partially blocked. Shot goes up no good. Rebound scrambled for. Coming out of there is Keltner. Feeds it to Shipman. Shipman down to Anderson. Pulls up her dribble. To Shipman down at the right baseline. Out to Goodell. Goodell with it. Into the lane, puts it up, no good. Rebound taken down by Pepper. She feeds it off to Nichols. Nichols gets it back out to Emmert. Emmert to Rybacki, then into the lane. Shot goes up, no good. That shot was intended by Brathwaite. And Goodell has it for the Vikings on the right side, or left side. Gets it to Shipman, turnaround jumper, no good. And the rebound is taken down by Brathwaite.
Down the floor to Rybaki. Rybaki out to Nichols. Nichols is outside the arc. Takes it into the lane, kicks it back out. Now she gets it back on the right side. They swing it back around to the left side. Rybaki has it into the lane. She kind of got tied up but got it away. Into Pepper, puts it up and it goes in. Julia Pepper, or Jenna Pepper, with the shot. Goodell to Keltner, back to Goodell, to Anderson. Cross-court pass over to Keltner, back out to Goodell. From the elbow comes Shipman's shot, no good. And Rybaki with the rebound for the Spartans. She takes it into the lane, kicks it back out to Nichols. Nichols drives down the left side of the lane, and we're going to blocking foul called on Shipman. First shot goes up by Nichols. It's good. And we have wholesale substitutions for the Vikings. Second shot on the way. That's also good. So 6-2. Somerset with the lead. Vikings have the ball. Sierra Shipman tries to feed it back out high, and Jana Bovey, or Jordan Bovey, check that. Kind of got tied up. We have a jump ball. Vikings have it on the alternate possession. Bovey with it across the timeline. Feeds it over to Shipman. Then down into the lane to Nigaman. She tries to go up with it and got fouled. That foul is going to be on Jenna Pepper. It's her first. Team fouls are 1 each. Nigaman's first shot is good. Second shot up off the back of the iron. Rebound taken down by Shipman. Gets it out high. Nigaman has it. Then she feeds it over to Sikora. And then they get it down into the left corner to Jana Bovey. She's got it on the left side. Back out to Jordan Bovey. Then to Sierra Shipman. Back over to Jordan, then to Jana. Back out high to Jordan. To Shipman, into the lane, to Sikora. Sikora feeds it underneath to Jordan Bovey, and her shot is no good, but she did draw the foul. 6-3, Somerset on top.
Fouls on 34. Somerset.
Ashley Careful. And the first shot by Bovey is no good off the back of the iron. Second shot's on its way. It's also no good. Rebound taken down by Rybaki. She brings it across the timeline at the top of the key, then down into the lane. Feeds it back out high to Careful. Careful over to the right side three-pointer on the way and in by Hoff. Avery Hoff with that one. And down the floor come the Vikings. 9-3, Somerset on top. Bovey with it. She's out in the center circle. Feeds it over to JC Bovey. To Sikora. Out to Jordan to JC. To Nigaman at the top of the key, and she got fouled by Rybaki, reaching for the ball and slapped her on the wrist. That's the first foul on Rybaki, third foul on the Spartans. Rybaki and Pepper take a break. Bovey, this is Jordan, over to Jana. Back out to Jordan, or check that, that's JC. Jana graduated a long time ago. JC Bovey with it, to Jordan. to Shipman on the left side. Then back out high to Jordan, to JC, to Jordan. Over to the left side to Shipman. Gets it back out to Jordan, to Shipman. Shipman takes down in the corner to Nigaman, three-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound is taken down by Somerset, and down the floor comes Nichols. Nichols to the free throw line. Feeds it over to Braithwaite. They swing it back over to the near side. That's to Emmert. Then into the lane, shot goes up. It's no good, but a foul.
We got to travel.
Oh, check that. It was a travel.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a foul, too.
I think she took a little hop in there. So, Vikings have the ball. Jordan Bovey feeds it over to Sikora on the far side. To Shipman, puts it up, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds, and it'll be Somerset ball. Jana Pepper into the lineup. She came in for Careful. And the ball gets knocked away and out of bounds. It'll still be Somerset ball. Vikings with some full court pressure right now. Emmert gets it in. The pass gets intercepted by the Vikings. Down the floor. And a three-pointer, and she hit the three. McKenna Shipman with a three-pointer. 9-6. Vikings trailing. Somerset off with it, then they swing it around to the far side. This is Emmert. Emmert down into the lane, and the shot goes up, and she was fouled. Pepper is going to go to the line for two. Foul's going to be on Bryn Sikora. Her first, second team foul on the Vikings. First shot is up and good by Pepper. Anderson back into the lineup for the Vikings. Sierra Shipman takes a seat. Second shot is up and it bounces in. 11-6. Somerset by 5. Feeding it over to the near side. To Shipman, then down to Sikora. Back out to Shipman, to Hajdukovic, to Sikora. She lays it up. No, it won't go. Rebound battled for, and coming away with it is Somerset. Nichols with the ball. Between the circles, to the right elbow, drives down the side of the lane. Taking the ball away is Hajdukovic, but then it gets knocked away, and Somerset has it. They reset things. Emmert feeds it over to Rybaki on the near side, goes down to the baseline, then feeds it out to Braithwaite, who lays it up and in. 13-6, 7-point lead for Somerset. Jordan Bovey over to Shipman. Shipman feeds it out to Hajdukovic, back to Shipman, who lays it up and in. 13-8. Vikings are down. Nichols with it. We're going to get a foul called on Bovey, on Jordan Bovey. They're saying she gave a little shove. Pass comes into Rybaki. Her shot is up, no good. Rebound taken down by Anderson. Feeds it forward to Shipman. Jumps from three, no. Rebound hauled down by Rybaki. And down the floor come the Spartans. This is Nichols down the right side, or left side. Gets it out high, and then to Rybaki in the lane, lays it off the glass and in. 15-8, a 7-point lead for the Spartans. Sikora gets it out to Hajdukovic. Her jumper's no good, and the rebound is taken down by the Spartans. Nichols with it, stops at the free throw line. Ball gets knocked loose, but picked up by the Spartans, and laying it up and in is Brathwaite. 17-8, 9-point lead for the Spartans. Vikings with the ball. This is Jordan Bovey. Takes it into the lane, puts it up. It does not go.
Yeah, I think
Brathwaite with it.
I think Colfax should just slow it down a little bit.
Nichols has it. Jumper is up and off the glass and in. 19-8, 11-point lead. Anderson has it on the right side. Gets it down to Shipman. Long pass out to Bovey, to Hajdukovic. Then to Sikora, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman, gets it out to Anderson. It won't go down. Rebound fought for and coming away is Rybaki. Rybaki into the lane, gets it taken away by Anderson. Anderson feeds it over to Bovey. Bovey out high to Sikora, to Shipman, then to Anderson. A jumper from Anderson goes in. Jada Anderson with the two.
Her first 2 points of the night.
Rybaki with the ball, feeds it over to the far side. Jump shot goes up off the back of the air, no good. Rebound taken down by the Spartans, and the shot is up and no good. And Sikora has it. She brings it down the floor, feeds it over to Shipman. Shipman got the ball knocked loose. She tripped over the ball, and the Spartans come up with it. Rybaki down toward the lane, and whistle, and a foul called, a charging foul. That's a foul on Rybaki. I believe it's her second. Fourth team foul.
Yeah, good job by Jada Anderson to get back, and she was the only one playing defense.
Goodell has it between the circles, feeds it over to the right side to Anderson. Into the lane now to Hajdukovic, puts a shot up, it goes in, and she drew the harm. Jeanette Hajdukovic with the shot from right in the middle of the lane. Sophia Emmert is taken out of the gym to get a little bit of trainer attention. Free throw is up and good by Hajdukovic.
5 points for Jeanette.
And we have a timeout being called.
We got a foul.
Nope. Check that. It is a foul.
On 20. Meadow?
It's a foul on Keltner. That'll be her first. Haskins tipped and taken away by the Vikings. Anderson has it, feeding it over to Goodell, who lays it up and in. Vikings cut the Somerset lead to 4, 19-15. 6:48 remaining in the first half. Hoff with it, gets it out high, and then it comes over to Nichols. Nichols takes it over to the far side, back out high to Pepper, and then over to Hoff. Hoff at the free throw line, gets it back out to Pepper, and then to Nichols at the top of the key. Nichols feeds it into the lane to Pepper, puts it up no good. Rebound taken down by Somerset, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul. I think it's going to be on Anderson. And that's who they call it on, Jada Anderson.
Her first.
No, that's not the 10th foul. Scoreboard showing 10 fouls on the Vikings. How many is that, Dan?
I have 4. I have 5.
Okay, 5 fouls on the Vikings. And the first free throw by Pepper was no good. Second one taken down by the Vikings. The shot was no good. I don't think there's 10 fouls on them.
Maybe it's new math.
And the shot goes up from Shipman in the lane. It's good. Now they've got it corrected on the scoreboard. 5 fouls each way. But the Vikings cut the lead to 2, 19-17. They feed it to Pepper in the lane. She puts it up. It's a little high and bounces in. Down the floor comes Goodell. Feeds it over to the left side to Keltner, then to Shipman. Shipman turns around, puts it up. It doesn't go. Rebound taken down by Pepper. Pepper over to Nichols. Nichols brings it down the floor, tries to drive in. We're going to get a whistle. And it's going to be a charging call on Nichols. That'll be the 6th foul. That's the first foul on Nichols. 6th team foul on Somerset. Vikings to inbound, trailing by 4. Goodell with it, feeds it over to the right side to Anderson, back out high to Goodell. Over to the left side to Keltner, high pass over to Shipman on the right side. And the ball got knocked loose, and down the floor comes Rybaki, and she lays it up and in. Julia Rybaki, usually good for 17 points a night. Goodell over to Anderson, 3-pointer on the way, no good. Rebound chased down in the corner, and Somerset comes away with it. Hoff on the dribble. Feeds it down to Rybaki outside the arc, and she traveled. She dragged her foot. She tried to stop to make the pass and dragged that pivot foot. Into the lineup is Ella Olson. And she's replacing Nichols. Goodell with it for the Vikings, between the circles. Tries to feed it down low, and Anderson thought it was going one way, and Goodell thought it was going another. But evidently it was tipped. That's why the confusion. Pass comes into Hajdukovic, gets tipped away, and down the floor comes Rybaki, and she lays it up and in. That Rybaki is fast.
Yeah, she has 8 transition offense for Somerset here in the first half.
25-17. Somerset on top. Sierra Shipman gets it over to McKenna Shipman. Back out to Sierra. Out high to Goodell. Feeds it over to McKenna. Down on the right side to Anderson. Puts up the shot. It's off the back of the iron. No good. And down the floor come the Spartans. Hoff feeds it out high to Careful. And then they get it to Olson, to Rybaki. Back out to Careful. Her pass down to the baseline is intercepted by Sierra Shipman. Long pass down to Hajdukovic. She feeds it back out to Goodell. Goodell down from the right baseline, put it in. 25-19, Vikings trail by 6.
4 points.
3:38 remaining.
4 points for Goodell.
This is Rybaki. She puts a shot up. It's no good. And Goodell comes away with it for the Vikings. Feeding it underneath the Shipman and puts it up. It goes in, and Sierra Shipman drew the foul.
Another deep bench for Colfax. They already have 6 girls with points tonight.
The foul was on Ella Olson. It was her first personal. 7th team foul. Vikings will be in the bonus from here out, but this is the +1 that Sierra Shipman's shooting here. It's on the way, and she doesn't get it. Brathwaite gets the rebound and feeds it off to Nichols, who takes it around to the right side, drives down toward the lane, and we're going to get a foul called on Jordan Bovey.
I think that's her second.
One of the things I've noticed about Somerset is the quickness of this team. And that's basically what caused that foul that time. Shot gets blocked and taken away by Hajdukovic. Feeding it down the floor to Sierra Shipman. She puts it up. It's partially blocked. And coming away with it is Somerset. But she's tangled up down there, and we're going to get a foul. And the Colfax fans didn't like that call. The foul's going to be against Hajdukovic. And it's going to put Somerset to the line for the 1-on-1. That's the first foul on Hajdukovic, 7th team foul on the Vikings. Pepper is at the line for the 1-on-1. Rybaki checks out, as checking in is Emmert. Shot's on the way, it's good. So she'll get another. Second shot on the way, that was also good. 27-21, Somerset on top. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Pepper has 8.
Nigaman with it on the left side. Back out high to Goodell, over to Nigaman. Nigaman back out to Goodell. Goodell takes it over to the right side, then out to Sikora. Shot goes up, no good. And the rebound comes down to Somerset. Nichols takes it down to the right baseline. Her pass gets intercepted by Nigaman. And down the floor come the Vikings. Goodell on the dribble, right into the lane. Feeds it to Shipman. She puts it up and in. Sierra Shipman with the shot and the harm. (27-23), a 4-point game.
Falls on 21 for Somerset.
That's Sophia Emmert. Shipman looking for the +1. And she doesn't get it. Again, free throw shooting woes for the Vikings tonight, which has kind of been the story of these last few games. Pepper turns around, puts it up, and we're going to get a whistle and a foul on Hajdukovic. Pepper's going to the line. Pepper's 4 for 4 tonight. Well, check that, 4 for 6 tonight. First shot's on the way, and it went in. Is that what you call a shooter's roll?
Yeah, just sneaking over the rim. Yeah, Colfax is 2 for 6 from the free throw line tonight.
Pepper about to take her second shot. It's on the way. That one's no good. McKenna Shipman with the rebound and brings it down the floor. Tries to feed it into Nigaman, and she got fouled, and I believe it's on Avery Hoff of the Spartans.
Yeah, it should be bonus.
And that's the first foul on Hoff. 9th team foul on the Spartans. Shot is up, no good. Rebound taken down by Shipman. Shipman out to Nigaman, three-pointer on the way. It's off the air, no good. Sikora with the rebound, and she couldn't quite get the pass where she wanted it to go as she was about to fall out of bounds. So Somerset has the ball. They get it into Nichols. Then she gets it over to Hoff. Hoff feeds it over, or brings it over to the near side, out high to Rybaki. Then over to Hoff on the left side. Now they swing it over to the right side. Pepper has it in the lane, puts it up, no. Rebound taken down by Keltner. And quickly down the floor comes Keltner. Gets it out to Shipman. Shipman over to Nigaman. Into the lane to Sikora. To Shipman. Gets it out to Goodell. Puts a shot up, and she took an extra hop before she took the shot. 28-23. Minute 10 to go in the first half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, we will have a Viking profile, and it will be Autumn Nigaman tonight. Vikings to inbound the ball after it got knocked out of bounds. Keltner into Goodell. Goodell feeds it over to Shipman. Back to Goodell, to Keltner, to Goodell at the top of the key. Back over to Keltner, back out to Goodell. Goodell at the free throw line, gets it out to Keltner, to Shipman.
I think they're going
to Goodell.
I think they're going to play for one here. Nope.
Nigaman with the shot, it's a little bit short. Rebound loose on the floor, picked up by Hoff, and she brings it down across the timeline. To Nichols, three-pointer launched is no good. Pepper with the rebound. They get it back out high, feeding it, coming into the lane, and the shot is no good by Braithwaite. Goodell with it, 15 seconds remaining in the half. To Shipman, to Goodell, to Shipman, to Goodell, out to Keltner. To Nigaman, puts the shot up. No, it won't go in, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So the score at halftime, Vikings 28, the Somerset Spartans 28, Vikings 23, and we will have Viking halftime coming up right after this timeout on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
When you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it, rest assured, you can still get that meal by going to Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax. Mom's is open daily, serving breakfast and lunch, and don't forget dinner on Friday nights with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee is always hot, the breakfast is always delicious, and lunch will put a smile on your face and in your stomach. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub.
To get your lawn or garden to perform and attracting what you want, you first need to know what your soil is working with. That's where Midwest Environmental Consultants can help. Their soil testing service can give you a complete rundown on your soil's nutrition and health. They test for nitrogen levels, phosphorus, potash, micronutrients, minerals, pH, and organic matter. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants put you in control of your soil's health. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. That's Midwest Environmental Consultants, serving Western Wisconsin.
Anderson Bridges, located in Colfax, Wisconsin, has been manufacturing prefabricated steel truss bridges since 1989. With hundreds of bridges supplied nationwide, we suspect you've crossed our path. It may have been on a pedestrian or bicycle bridge, or how about a snowmobile, ATV, or golf course bridge? Anderson Bridges is likely to have manufactured it. Founded in 1989, Anderson Bridges has been a family-owned company since its beginning and are proud to support the Colfax Vikings.
Time now for Viking Halftime, with today's Viking profile and other halftime entertainment. That's coming up right after this.
Time now for Viking Profile, where we take a closer look at one of the Colfax Viking players. And now, Viking Profile.
Today on Viking Profile, we're going to get to know Autumn Nigaman, who is a junior here at Colfax High School. And Autumn, we know that you play basketball, but are you involved in any other activities at school?
I'm in NHS and FFA.
Okay.
Student council.
Well, that ought to keep you pretty busy.
Yep.
So when did you start playing basketball, and what kind of experience has it been for you?
I think in like 3rd grade, and it's been pretty good.
All right, very good. So what's the most important thing you've learned playing basketball?
Probably teamwork.
All right. When not playing basketball or not here at school, what are some other things that keep you interested and occupied?
Hunting, fishing.
Okay, yes, you are that person, aren't you?
I am that person.
Okay. All right, pie, ice cream, cake, or cookies?
Cookies.
Which kind?
Chocolate chip.
Of course, yes. Hot dog, burger, or brats?
Probably burger.
And what do you want on that burger?
Ketchup, onions, mushrooms.
Anything you can put on it, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Your favorite color?
Blue.
Is there a reason for that?
No.
No? You just like it?
Yep.
Okay. If you could have a superpower, what do you think that might be and why?
Shape-shifting, because it'd be pretty cool. Just be anything you wanted.
Shape-shifting. Okay. All right. Now, if you had the ability to shape-shift, of course, you have to have a superhero name to go with that. So what's Autumn's superhero name?
Awesome Autumn.
Awesome Autumn. I like that one. That works. Okay. Your favorite NBA or WNBA team?
I don't really watch basketball.
Okay. So then you wouldn't have a favorite collegiate team either?
Nope.
All right. Is there a basketball player in the past, whether it's somebody local or some pro player or something, that's affected the way you play your game?
I don't know.
Just go out and play the game, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. We're talking with Autumn Nigaman on Viking Profile. And Autumn, what are your plans for after high school?
Probably go to college.
Do you know where or what you're going for?
I don't know where, but probably something in like the animal, like vet or something like that.
Okay, and you're a junior, so you got plenty of time to make that decision.
Yep.
Okay. How about a shout out to the family?
Hey, Mom, Dad, Tucker, Dustin.
Okay. And when people watch Viking games, what number do you wear, and where are we going to find you on the floor?
I'm number 22 and kind of a post, kind of like a shooting guard maybe. I don't know, in between there.
Okay. We want to thank Autumn Nigaman for joining us today on Viking Profile. Coming up next, more Viking Halftime.
You've been listening to Viking Profile. This has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. He sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. Basically, he had to relearn everything. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey.
C&K Construction is your source for high-quality concrete and construction work in the Chippewa Valley. Established in 2014, C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls is a leading concrete contractor proud to serve Eau Claire, Altoona, Menominee, and surrounding areas. Specializing in concrete construction, excavating, flatwork poured walls, and much more, they're right for all of your concrete needs. Call C&K Construction in Chippewa Falls at 715-559-1335.
You've been tuned to Viking Halftime. Stay tuned. Coming up is second half action of today's Viking game on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Attacks against Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders are on the rise.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer. In terms of the hate crimes, I think there is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
And we're back here at Colfax High School getting ready for the second half. And the Somerset Spartans lead the Vikings 28-23. Dan, tell us how we got there.
Yeah, here's the scores right now for Somerset. They're led by number 5, Jenna Pepper. She has 9. We have Julia Rybaki with 8. We have Grace Brathwaite with 4. Lucy Nichols with 4. And Avery Hoff with 3. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led right now by number 42, McKenna Shipman. She has 7. Jeanette Hajdukovic has 5. Jada Anderson has 2. Sierra Shipman has 4. Autumn Nigaman has 1. And Kason Goodell has 4. 28-23 Somerset.
So the Vikings are trailing by 5. That's a doable thing. They've got to make their shots. And actually, Dan, what are the Vikings at the free throw line again?
2 for 6.
Okay. There's 4 points they left on the floor right there.
Yeah, and they did have some turnovers there in the first half. And they didn't shoot a ton of threes, but they just couldn't make some of their little inside jumpers. And I don't know if it was nerves or just good defense by Somerset. But
well, I suspect some of it is good defense by Somerset, but part of it is the Vikings appeared to be rushing their shots a little bit as well. And hey, this reminder, we've got a whole nother basketball game coming up after this one. Jay Fall and Dan are going to bring you the Viking boys taking on the Glenwood City Hilltoppers from right here at Colfax High School. And that'll be following this game very shortly. In fact, what we're going to have to do is have you log out of YouTube and then log back in as soon as you see that we're back on, because we have to shut some things down and turn some things around and do the hokey pokey, and then we're back going again.
Yeah, it doesn't take that long.
No, it shouldn't take very long at all. All right, the teams are back out on the floor, and Somerset is going to get the ball to start the second half. They will be moving from left to right. And they get the ball into Nichols. She comes across the timeline. Takes it down the right side, puts it up, and the shot is no good. Rebound taken down by Pepper. It's no good. And Goodell comes away with it for the Vikings across the timeline. She's between the circles. Feeds it to Shipman from the elbow, puts it up, it rattles around and comes out. Pepper with the rebound, gets it over to Nichols. Nichols takes it down the left side. Stops at the top of the key. Feeds it back to the top of the key. Now over to the near side to Emmert. Now down into the lane to Pepper. Turns around. No good. Rebound taken out of there by Goodell. Goodell down the right side. Takes it down to the baseline. Feeds it over to Keltner. Keltner takes it back out high to the right to Shipman, who puts it up and in. Vikings close it to a 3-point game, 28-25. Hoff with it, feeds it out high. That's to Brathwaite, then to Emmert, to Rybaki, and she lost the handle, and the Vikings come away. Goodell with it. Feeds it over to Anderson, back to Goodell. Goodell on the right side to Anderson between the circles to Hajdukovic, and the pass gets knocked away by Somerset, and down the floor they come. Nichols takes it into the lane, lays it up, it doesn't go. Goodell with the rebound. She brings it across the timeline. Feeds it over to the left side to Anderson, back out to Goodell. To Shipman, three-pointer from the top of the key. She hit the three, and we are tied. McKenna Shipman ties us at 28.
12 points for her.
Nichols gets it out to Brathwaite. The shot is no good. She gets the garbage and puts it up and in. And we're going to get a timeout called by Somerset. So with a timeout on the floor, it's the Somerset Spartans 30, Vikings 28 on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Back here at Colfax High School, Somerset with a 2-point lead over the Vikings, 15:51 to go. Hey, that's a palindrome.
Yeah.
Vikings have the ball. Shipman gets it into Goodell, and she brings it down through the backcourt and across the timeline. Takes it over to the right side, backs back out again, still on the dribble. Gets it out to Anderson, high, wide, and left. Feeds it over to the right side to Shipman. Shipman drives down to the right side of the lane, tries to go up and got fouled by Pepper. So that's going to put McKenna Shipman to the line for 2. That's a 3rd foul on Pepper. First foul on the Spartans in this half. Shipman's first shot is up and good. 30-29. Second shot is up. It's good. We're tied again at 30. Rybaki with it. Gets it over to Nichols. Nichols across the timeline, brings it over to the right side of the lane, puts a shot up, and it rattles in. 32-30.
6 points for Nichols.
Goodell with it. Feeds it over to Shipman. Shipman back to Goodell. Goodell feeds to Shipman from the right side of the lane. She hit the shot. McKenna Shipman's getting hot. 32 all. Nichols with it on the left side. Gets it out to Brathwaite and then over to Emmert. Emmert drives the lane, puts it up, no good. Shot by Pepper is no good. Rebound taken out of there by Goodell. Goodell quickly down the right side. She pulls up, gets it out to Shipman. Then to Anderson, and the ball got knocked loose. Loose ball on the floor, finally picked up by the Vikings. Shipman with it, gets it over to Goodell. Goodell on the right side, tries to feed it into the lane. Got knocked back into Goodell's hands, now this time taken away by the Spartans. Rybaki with it. Takes it in, puts it up, and we're going to get a foul called on Anderson. Shot's good.
Yeah, that's...
Interesting question by some of the fans down in front of us. How can there be a foul without any contact? And that's...
she just kind of sidestepped Anderson.
It's kind of an interesting question because I didn't see any contact, but I'm up here and they're down there. So Rybaki at the line for the +1, and she got it. 35-32. Jordan Bovey across the timeline. Feeds it over to the right side to Sierra Shipman. Back out to Jordan. Over to Jana on the left side. Back out to Jordan. Then to Sierra. Sierra to Nigaman. Nigaman in the lane, got the ball knocked loose, but Jordan gets it, puts up the 3. No, rebound, taken down. And the Spartans come away with it. Nichols with it, stops from the elbow, puts a shot up and hit it.
Is that a 2? I think.
Vikings have it, coming down along the baseline. We're going to get a whistle and a foul along the baseline. I believe it's on Grace Brathwaite. It's her first personal, second team foul on the Spartans. It was on the floor, so it's not a shooting foul. Pass comes into Nigaman, got tipped and out of bounds. It's going to remain Viking ball. J.C. Bovey to inbound it. Ball comes into Jordan Bovey. Back to J.C. Into the lane to Nigaman. From the elbow, she put it in. Autumn Nigaman with 2.
She has 3 points tonight.
37-34, Vikings trailing by 3. Down the floor come the Spartans. They get it out high and then over to Emmert. Emmert at the top of the key. Feeds it over to Careful. Careful out to Rybaki. Rybaki back out to Careful. Then over to Emmert. Emmert stops between the circles. Feeds it over to Careful. Into the lane. Ball gets knocked loose. Vikings come away with it. They get it to Nigaman. Then they feed it to Sikora. Drives in. She got fouled going up.
Good strong move there by Sikora.
So Sikora is at the line shooting 2. And the first shot is up. That one's good. Nothing but net that time for Bryn Sikora. Nichols into the lineup for Rybaki for Somerset. Second shot is up. Bounces high off the iron, no good. Rebound taken down by Careful, and she gets it over to Nichols. Nichols across the timeline. Feeds it down into the corner to Emmert, and she traveled. Couple of substitutions for the Vikings. Nigaman and J.C. Bovey taking a seat. McKenna Shipman back in, along with Hajdukovic. Sierra Shipman gets it out to Bovey. Back over to Sierra. Tries to feed it down towards the baseline, but it got tipped out of bounds. That was by Emmert. So the Vikings will have it under their own basket. Vikings trailing by 2. Pass comes in to Hajdukovic, and she puts it up and in. We're tied at 37.
Jeanette has 7 points tonight.
And we have an offensive foul.
That's a Nichols. No.
No, it's not. It fouls on Brathwaite. It's her second. So Sierra Shipman with it on the right side. Gets it out to McKenna between the circles. McKenna over to Jordan Bovey. Back to McKenna. High, wide, and right. Then to Sikora. And she tried to pass it and went right into the hands of Nichols and got knocked out of bounds by Bovey.
Yeah, this is something that Colfax is going to have to be aware of, you know, getting deeper into the season. Somerset came out and went from man to zone, and it kind of threw Colfax off there, and Somerset gets a turnover.
Careful with it. And she gets it over to Emmert. Emmert feeds it over to Hoff, and then out to... That was Careful, and she puts the shot up and got fouled. That's Pepper that put the shot up. Foul is on Sikora. It's her second. Shot goes up and good by Pepper. Or check that. That's Brathwaite at the line. And the shot is up, and it's a lane violation. She came over the free throw line a little bit early. So 38-37. Vikings led 2-0, and that's the only lead they've had tonight, and they're looking to maybe take it this time down the floor.
Somerset.
Shipman feeds it over to Sikora, back out to Shipman. Shipman at the elbow, gets it out to Jordan Bovey. Shot's a little bit short, and Sikora can't save it in bounds, and Somerset will get the ball. Vikings putting on full court pressure. Nichols with it. Tries to get it, and it gets batted back, but Nichols picked it up. And the pass goes out of bounds. Viking pressure got to Somerset that time, and the Vikings will get the ball.
Yeah, Somerset's going to be in zone again, 2-3 zone, so...
it's almost more like a 1-2-2.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure out a way to get inside.
Hajdukovic has it just like that, Dan. That's how you get inside.
9 points for Jeanette.
And the Vikings have taken the lead, 39-38. Down the floor comes Nichols. Feeds it over into the corner, and shot is up no good by Hoff. And down the floor come the Vikings. Sierra Shipman on the dribble. Feeds it over to Jordan Bovey on the right side. She's high, wide, and right. To McKenna Shipman. Then down along the baseline, going up is Sikora, and she got fouled going up. She's going to go to the line for 2.
Also on 34.
I think the foul is on Careful. Dare I say it, Dan?
Careful to foul.
Yeah, she was none too careful on that. I'm sorry. It's just one of those things. If it's there, you have to do it.
There's so many.
Free throw is good by Sikora.
There's so many of them.
It's probably not the first time she's ever heard it. It is spelled differently. Second shot is up, off the back of the air, no good. Shipman gets her hands on it, ball goes out of bounds, last touch by Bovey. So Somerset will inbound. They feed it into Rybaki. Now they get it out high. This is Nichols. And an offensive foul. Foul's on Nichols. That'll be her second personal. 6th team foul on Somerset. Vikings only have 2 right now. Vikings will be on the bonus from here on in.
Somerset goes back to man.
Hajdukovic with it. Feeds it out high, wide, and right to Bovey. To Hajdukovic at the elbow, then to Sikora. Sikora drives out into the lane. Hajdukovic picks it up, gets it out to Shipman. 3-pointer on the way, no good. Bovey with a nice rebound that time to Sikora. Sikora takes it down the right baseline. Back out to Hajdukovic in the lane, and they fight for it, and we're going to get a jump off. Vikings have the possession arrow. So Sierra Shipman to inbound. And it's out to Sikora, to Bovey, to McKenna Shipman, to Sierra. Sierra with a jump shot, no good. Rebound taken down by the Spartans. Nichols brings the ball down the floor. Takes it around the right side, feeds it into the lane. Pepper puts it up, shot's no good. She gets the rebound, puts it up, and she got fouled. Foul's going to be on Shipman. First shot is up, it's good. This is Jenna Pepper. And how many was that on Shipman? Is that only 2?
Yep, 2.
Second shot. That one's good. So we're now tied at 40.
She's 8 for 10 from the line tonight. That'd be Jenna Pepper.
Goodell dribbling the ball on the right side, takes it between the circles. Comes over to the left side, drives down to the baseline. Feeds it across to Sikora. Tries to get it out high to Shipman, puts up the jumper from the free throw line and hit it. McKenna Shipman with 2 more.
18 for her tonight.
Pepper has it at the top of the key, feeds it into the lane. Coming over with a loose ball is Hajdukovic. Feeds it to Shipman. Spin move, puts it in the hole. And a timeout being called on the floor by the Somerset Spartans, with the Vikings on top 44-40 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV and the other channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax has just what you need when you have that craving for a home-cooked meal the way Mom used to make it. Mom's is open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily and until 9 on Fridays with a complete breakfast menu. Lunch includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, and burgers, along with Mom's comfort food favorites, and don't forget dinner on Fridays with Mom's famous fish fry. The coffee always hot, the breakfast always delicious, and lunch puts a smile on your face. 225 Bremer Avenue, Colfax. Call 715-962-4617. That's Mom's Restaurant and Pub in Colfax.
Are your pooch's proportions putting on pounds? Or is your kitty's constitution constantly complaining?
Well, stop by and see the friendly folks at the Colfax Animal Hospital. Doctors Austin and Nikki Pritchard and their staff will be happy to help you get your family friend back on the road to healthy living. That's the Colfax Animal Hospital. Call them at 715-962-3380.
Back here at Colfax High School, Vikings with a 4-point lead. Somerset to inbound the ball. 8:30 remaining in this one. Dan, we've got a dandy.
Yeah, both teams fighting hard inside. And this is going to be one at the line, I bet.
And down the floor comes Rybaki. And tied up. And we got a jump ball. Bryn Sikora tied her up in the middle of the lane. And we're going to, ball goes to Somerset on the alternate side out. Ball comes into Pepper out between the circles. Feeds it over to the right side to Hoff. Hoff drives into the lane, puts the shot up, and it's good. Goodell brings it down the floor. Brings it over to the near side. Feeds it to the free throw line to Hajdukovic. Thought about getting it out to Shipman, but it gets taken away by Rybaki. Puts the shot up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Rybaki. Loose ball on the floor. Shipman with it. Gets it out to Goodell. Goodell right into the lane. Puts the shot out. She got the basket, and she drew the harm.
Fouls at number 5 for Somerset.
And how many is that on her? He's not leaving that up very long today.
I have 4.
4 fouls on her. On Pepper. And the +1 is up and good by Goodell.
She has 7 points tonight.
Vikings up by 5. 7:57 remaining. Nichols gets the ball into Hoff. Hoff down across the timeline on the left side. Feeds it back out to Rybaki at the top of the key. Over to the near side to Pepper. Pepper back over to Rybaki. Back out high. That's to Brathwaite. Then down to Hoff. Then out to Brathwaite. She put up the 3 and hit it.
Big shot there for Somerset.
47-45. Vikings by 2. Goodell to Anderson, back to Goodell. Goodell tries to, she went up and tried to feed it out to Sikora, got knocked away, and she got it back, but knocked away again. Here comes Somerset down the floor, putting the shot up, it's no good. Rebound taken down by Sikora. And Goodell brings it down the floor. Hajdukovic with it in the lane, feeds it back out to Anderson. Anderson to Hajdukovic at the elbow. Ball gets knocked loose, picked up by Goodell. Goodell backs out between the circles. Comes over to the left side. And back out to Hajdukovic. Shots up no good. Rebound. Battled around and away comes Somerset. Nichols feeds it over to Rybaki. Back out high. That's Brathwaite to Hoff. Hoff drives into the lane, flings one up. It does not go in. And we get a whistle and a foul on the rebound. And that foul is going to be on Hoff. It's her second. It's the 8th foul on Somerset. So it's going to send McKenna Shipman to the line for the 1-and-1.
Can they hit the free throws the rest of the way? That's the question.
That's going to be the key to this game, I think. First shot by Shipman is good. Second shot on the way. No, rims around and off. Somerset comes away with it. Nichols brings it across the timeline. Takes it over to the left side. Feeds it out into the corner to Rybaki. She drives in and whistle and a foul as she went in. I think it's going to be on the floor.
I think it's on 24.
I think you're right. I think it's on Jordan Bovey. It's her third. And they did call it on the floor before she went up for the shot. That's the 4th foul on the Vikings. Ball comes into Careful. Gets it over to Rybaki. Then to Hoff. Then out to Careful. Back to Hoff. She's high, wide, and left. Takes it to the top of the key. Over to Rybaki. Comes down the right side of the lane. Puts it up. Shots no good. But a foul. I think it's on Hajdukovic. I could be wrong about that. Nope.
30.
It was on 30. That would be Sierra Shipman. First shot is up and no good by Rybaki. Maybe it's which end you're shooting at for free throws.
Better check that rim.
Second shot on the way, and it's also no good. You might be onto something there, Dan.
It didn't go in when I was shooting at the beginning of the game either, though.
So Bovey with it. Gets it over to Sierra Shipman. Back out to Sikora. Sikora thought about a 3, didn't take it. Gets it over to McKenna. Back to Sierra. She's back out at the center circle. Then to Bovey. Bovey on the left side to Sikora. Cross-court pass over to McKenna. She hit the 3! McKenna Shipman with the 3, 51-45. Vikings by 6. Coming up on 5 minutes remaining.
23 points for McKenna.
Hoff with it. Gets it over to Brathwaite. Back out high to Careful. Then over to Nichols. Nichols drives down the right side of the lane. Back out to Careful. They swing it around to Hoff, to Brathwaite, and we're going to get a push-off foul on Sikora.
I think that's her third.
That'll be the 6th foul on the Vikings. So that means from here on out, both teams will be in the bonus. Pass comes in. Rybaki gets it out to Emmert. Back over to Rybaki on the right side. And gets it to Nichols. Nichols comes down the lane, flings it up. It's no good. Shipman with the rebound. She feeds it off to Bovey. Back to Shipman in the lane. Puts it up and in. And we're going to get a timeout call by the Somerset Spartans with 4:18 remaining. Vikings 53, Somerset 45 on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV and the other channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
Menominee Eye and Optical help you see the world for the beautiful place it is. Doctors Nicholas and Marianne Comroe provide both comprehensive and emergency eye care for all, including pediatric and special needs patients. Whether it's examination for glasses to cataract and LASIK care, or diagnosis and management of macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, glaucoma, and so much more. In addition, Menominee Eye and Optical's experienced opticians will help guide you to the highest quality eye care for the best value. That's Menominee Eye and Optical, located at 520 Wilson Avenue in Menominee, where they specialize in quality, personalized care for you and your family.
Dairy State Bank encourages you to save smarter for your retirement by maximizing possible tax advantages. We offer traditional, Roth, and rollover IRAs with a wide variety of investment options. It's not too late to invest up to $6,500 of possible tax-deferred earnings into an IRA for 2023 tax purposes, or $7,500 if you're 50 or better. Call or stop by for more information. Dairy State Bank, banking on relationships. Member FDIC.
Back here at Colfax High School, Vikings have opened up an 8-point lead over the Spartans. Rybaki with the ball, gets it over to Nichols. She's still in the backcourt, now comes across the timeline, gets it over to Rybaki on the right side. Takes it to the top of the key, hands it off there to Brathwaite, then to Nichols. Nichols' jump shot from the top of the key, she hit it just inside the arc. 53-47.
10 points for her.
Vikings have it, high, wide, and right. That's Sierra Shipman with it. To McKenna between the circles, to Hajdukovic, back out to Sierra. Down to the baseline, jump shot going up by Sikora is no good. Coming away with the rebound is Somerset. They feed it out to Brathwaite. And then to Nichols, now back to Brathwaite. Over to Emmert on the far side. To Rybaki on the near side. Feeds it into the lane, shot goes up, no good. Rebound, put back is no good. And the Vikings come away with it. Brathwaite tried a shot, Pepper tried a shot, neither one went in, and the Vikings have it.
Colfax can slow it down a little bit, run a little clock.
Sikora gets it out to Bovey, to McKenna Shipman. Back over to Bovey, to Sierra Shipman, lost the handle but got it back. To Sikora, to Hajdukovic, to Bovey, thought about the shot, then dribbles back out high. 2:45 remaining. Hajdukovic, and we get a whistle and a foul. And that foul is going to be on Sophia Emmert. It's her second, 9th team foul. So Jeanette Hajdukovic goes to the line for the 1-1. First shot is up, off the back of the air, no good. Rebound taken down by Somerset. And down the floor they come. They take it over to the right side, stop, kick it back out high. And now they take it down the left side, Rybaki with it. Her pass gets knocked away and the Vikings come away with it. Bovey on the dribble. And the Vikings want to talk some things over, so they're going to take a timeout as you're tuned to Viking basketball on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
If your estate isn't looking quite estate-like, let Midwest Environmental Consultants landscape your estate right up to snuff with installation of retaining walls, brick patios, foundation planting beds, and so much more. Then they'll keep it that way with their expert lawn care service. Call Midwest Environmental Consultants at 608-468-2067. Let Midwest Environmental Consultants help make your estate the showplace of the neighborhood.
We're back here at Colfax High School as the Vikings are discussing it. Dan, the Vikings have opened the second half up. It's like a whole different half of basketball.
Yeah, they hit a couple threes this half. They only had one in the first half that they made. And their free throws have went up here in the second half a little bit, which is going to help them down the way here.
Yeah, just don't jinx them by saying that.
Right.
Hey, don't forget, we've got a whole nother basketball game coming up after this one. You'll have to log out when this game is over. We'll have a very brief post-game show where we'll summarize the scoring and so on, and then we will sign off very briefly as we get things switched around, and we'll get ready for the boys' game against Glenwood City. Vikings inbound the ball, and we get a whistle.
I think they're going to get a foul.
I believe you're right.
It's kind of odd.
The foul is on Emmert,
It's kind of
That's
like
her third.
Sierra's foot got caught between 12's knees.
I think what they're saying is she ran up her back.
Yeah, okay.
But McKenna is at the line. First shot is up and it rattles in. 54-47. By the way, the Vikings are now in the double bonus. Second shot is up, and that one's no good. Rebound taken down by Pepper. And the Spartans have it. Nichols takes it down lane, feeds it to Pepper, and we're going to get a blocking foul called on McKenna Shipman as Pepper went in, and McKenna took the brunt of that contact, but they're saying that it was a blocking foul on her. Third foul on McKenna. Pepper's shot is up, and it's no good. By the way, that is the 7th shot on the Vikings, or 7th foul. Second shot is up, it rattles around and off, no good. Rebound taken down by the Vikings. Bovey with it. Comes across the timeline, feeds it over to Sierra Shipman. On the right side, back out high to Bovey. Bovey dribbles it over to Sikora. Sikora takes it back over to the right side to Sierra. Under 2 minutes remaining. McKenna Shipman with the ball. Over to Sikora.
Somerset's got a foul.
Sikora to Bovey. And we have a whistle and a foul. That's going to be a foul on Lucy Nichols.
I think that's 4. No, they're saying 3.
They're saying 3. But it is putting Jordan Bovey at the line for 2. First shot goes up. It's no good. And the second shot is up. That one's good. 55-47. Vikings by 8. Minute and a half to go, roughly. They feed it into the lane to Pepper, and the ball gets knocked loose, and it's going to be a foul on the Vikings. Foul's going to be on Sierra Shipman. Second personal. 8th team foul. Pepper at the line. Shot is up, no good. Rebound. Chased down by the Spartans, but then they inadvertently kick it out of bounds, and so the Vikings will get it. McKenna Shipman gets it into Bovey. Bovey on the dribble. Across the timeline. Tries to feed it over to McKenna, but it got tipped out of bounds by the Spartans. A minute 21 remaining. Vikings by 8. Pass comes in to Bovey, and we will whistle and a foul right away. That foul is going to be on Rybaki. That's her 4th. And it's going to send Jordan Bovey to the line for 2. First shot is up. It's good. Second shot is up off the front of the iron, no good. And here come the Spartans. So Rybaki gets it out to Nichols. Nichols at the free throw line, lays it up, it doesn't go. Rebound taken out of there by Sierra Shipman. Bovey with the dribble. Gets it up across the timeline. Keeps the dribble going, gets it out to McKenna. We're under a minute to go. And a whistle and a foul as Sikora is going to end up going to the line for 2.
That was going to be number 2, Avery Hoff.
And that's the 3rd on Hoff. 51 and a half seconds remaining. First shot is up. It's no good. Bryn Sikora at the line. Second shot is up. It's no good. Rebound taken down by Somerset, and down the floor they come. They feed it down underneath. The Pepper puts the shot up. It's no good. Second shot up is no good. Rebound taken down by Rybaki. Back out to Nichols. Three-pointer. She hit it. And a timeout being called by the Somerset Spartans. So a timeout on the floor, and you're tuned to Viking basketball on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
The Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV is excited to once again be your host for Colfax High School Girls Basketball throughout the 2023 through 2024 season. Our next game will be on Thursday, January 18th, when the Vikings will travel to Durand, Wisconsin to take on the Durand, Arkansas Panthers. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking Pregame at 6:40 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Thursday, January 18th.
And we're back here at Colfax High School. Vikings will be inbounding the ball. McKenna Shipman to inbound it. 36.3 seconds remaining in this one. Vikings up by 6.
Should be a quick follow here.
Long pass, got batted, but the Vikings come away with it. Anderson with it. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. And the foul is going to be on Avery Hoff of the Spartans. And it's going to send Anderson to the line for 2.
It's Avery's 4th.
31.4. The whole theory here is you stop the clock, extend the game. First shot is up, and it's good. And then you hope that the free throw shooting team doesn't make them, and the Vikings are foiling those plans. Second shot on the way, just like that. 58-50, Vikings by 8. 30 seconds to go. Down the floor and feeding it around to the right side. Rybaki takes it to the lane. Pass gets taken away by the Vikings. Bovey with it. 18 seconds remaining. Ball got knocked away from Bovey and goes out of bounds. Vikings will have it. 16.2. Into the game checks Brathwaite. Pass comes into Bovey, and it went off Bovey's foot and out of bounds. It will go over to the Spartans. 12.5 seconds remaining.
Somerset's going to have to hit a couple threes here to get back in this. And fast.
Pass comes in, and they get it out to Rybaki, and the pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Vikings ball with 8.3 seconds. They don't have to get the ball across the timeline. All they have to do now is dribble to the open spot.
I don't think Somerset will foul, but you never know.
Shipman gets it into Anderson, and a whistle and a foul. I believe that's Nichols. Yes, it is. That's 4 on her. Anderson to the line for the Vikings. 6.4 seconds remaining. Shot goes up. That one's good. 59-50. Second shot is on its way. That one's no good. We have a whistle. And it looks like Rybaki stepped into the lane a little bit too early. Anderson's going to get another try. And the shot's on its way. That one's good. Down the floor come the Spartans. On the dribble is Emmert. Gets it out high to Rybaki. Shot is no good, and there's the buzzer. Final score, Vikings 60 and the Somerset Spartans 50. And we'll be back with Viking Postgame in just a moment as you're tuned to Viking basketball on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV.
Flashes. Feel like you get taller every time I see you. Congratulations, Brandon.
You have been tuned to Colfax Viking Girls Basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. This copyrighted production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network and Colfax High School is intended for the enjoyment of the viewing and listening audience. Any broadcast, rebroadcast, or reproduction without the express written consent of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC and Colfax High School is prohibited. Stay tuned. Coming up next is Viking Postgame.
Is it time yet?
It's time.
Mom, starting time for dinner.
Oh, it's really good.
Donating pet food is one of the many ways you can help families in your community. Pets and people belong together. Learn more at petsandpeopletogether.org.
Time now for Viking Postgame, with a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. And now, Viking Postgame.
And we're back out here at Colfax High School as the Vikings come away with a come-from-behind victory over the Somerset Spartans out of the Middle Border Conference by a score of 60-50. And Dan, since we don't have a whole lot of time here, tell us how we got there.
Here's the scores for Somerset tonight. They're led by number 12, Lucy Nichols. She had 13. We had Jenna Pepper and Rybaki, they both had 11. We had Brathwaite with 10 and Avery Hoff with 5. For the Colfax Vikings, they're led tonight by number 42, McKenna Shipman. She had 27. And then we had Jeanette Hajdukovic with 9. We had Sikora with 4. Anderson with 4. Sierra Shipman with 4. Jordan Bovey with 2. We had Autumn Nigaman with 3. And 7 points for Kaysen Goodell. 60-50 Colfax.
And a great game by McKenna Shipman tonight, leading the way for the Vikings. Good scrap by the Vikings tonight for that come from behind. Trailed most of the first half and then pulled it out in the second half and really came on strong. Hey, that's going to do it for the girls' game, but we have boys' basketball coming up in just a moment. You're going to have to log off of YouTube and then come right back on as soon as you see that the broadcast is available, and that'll be just a moment or two while we get things switched around. So you're tuned to Viking basketball on the channels of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.
You've been listening to Viking Postgame, a wrap-up of today's Colfax Viking Girls game. You can catch Colfax Vikings games by tuning in to any of the Northern Light Webcasting Network outlets. This has been a production of the Northern Light Webcasting Network.